Is finally here.
From dollar bills, now we popping rubber bands. Bruno sang to me while I do my money dance. Like, hey, flexing on the ground, like, hey, hit that little John, okay, okay. Oh yeah, we dripping up finesse and getting paid.
Ooh, don't we look good together? There's a reason.
What's up, you guys? It's KeAmber Vaughn, aka CoachKe, coming back to you with another video. If you are new to my channel, welcome, and if you are not new, welcome back. Be sure to hit that subscribe button and also tap the bell so that you are notified of every new video that I post. Currently, my video scheduling is posting videos twice a week. On Sundays, you can catch me here in my new series, the Dinner on a Budget series, where I show you very tasty, cheap, budget-friendly dinner recipes and dinner meals. And then on Fridays, you can always catch me here every single Friday for Financial Freedom Friday, where we talk about everything regarding finances and money. So, as you all can tell by the title of this video, I'm super excited. I'm pretty sure you can see, like, I'm super hyper right now because I'm going to be showing you all my 2018 budget planner setup. I'm super excited. If you all watched my January 2018 budget with me video, you guys could hear, like, I was not excited about doing it. Not because I wasn't excited about the planning process, but because I was back in a regular planner. As most of you all know, I have been using a 3-month sample of a planner that I created myself, a budget planner. And so going back to a regular planner, I realized, like, how sucky it really is. Like, I couldn't, oh my gosh. So it's finally here. So I'm gonna show you all the entire thing from front to back so that you guys can see what it looks like. So I'm going to switch positions right now so that you guys can see down into the planner. And if you are interested, as this video goes along, if you're interested in making a purchase of my budget planner or the financial wellness planner, feel free to check the link. There's going to be a link in the description box that gets you straight to the checkout process. So without further ado, let's get started. All right, here is the front page. You can see Nove Money 2018-2019 financial planner, and it says reach your financial goals. And there's like a little laminate here. And when you open it up, this is what you see. So this is the very first page. And so I'm just going to go through the very beginning of the planner, and then I'll show you 1 month because all the months pretty much have the same exact thing. And then I'll show you what everything looks like on the tail end of everything as well. So there are going to be certain parts of the planner that I do cover up. And the reason for that is because if you have not gone through the financial wellness program and you see these certain things, you're going to be like super duper confused and like not even understand what's going on. So to reduce the confusion, I'll just cover up certain parts of different pages. So the very first pages are a 2018 and 2019 yearly calendar. And I really just wanted to put that in there because you have some people who have like yearly expenses coming up, or maybe they want to be able to put birthdays, like circle birthdays or highlight them or whatever the case may be. So that is there. On the next page, you have a savings tracker. And so what I have done basically is, for instance, with your mini emergency fund, you want to have a mini emergency fund of at least $3,000. And so as you go along and you're saving towards your mini emergency fund, all you're going to do is you're just going to color in as you get there. And once you get all the way to the top, then you have completed that goal. So we have the mini emergency fund, the true emergency fund, which is 6 months worth of your expenses. So because 6 months of your expenses are different for every single person, all you're going to do is you're going to take whatever the number is, you're going to then divide it by 10, and then because there are 10 lines, and then you'll put the amount on each of those lines, okay? And then as you go along saving for your true emergency fund, you're going to do the same thing where you just color in as you go. Your third financial goal is to have an investment fund, which usually takes about $2,500 to $3,500 to start. So I just went ahead and, you know, had you reach for the moon and had $3,500. So again, as you go along, you will go ahead and fill that in. And then I left one blank. So if you have some other kind of fund, maybe you're trying to save up for a car or something like that, you can go ahead and put whatever funds you have, whatever the amount is. Again, you do the same thing, divide the amount by 10, put those numbers on those lines, and then you'll color in as you go. The next page here is a debt tracker. And so all you're going to do is literally have a place where you can put all of your debts, the day that they're due during the month, and then your current balance that you're starting out with at the beginning of the year, what your interest percentage is, and then what your monthly payment is. And then at the bottom, you're just going to total up your current balance, and then you're going to also total up your monthly payment. This part for me was really important because a lot of people don't understand that the reason why they live paycheck to paycheck a lot of times is not just because they have bad spending habits or bad financial habits, but also is usually because of the debt. I know for me personally, once I get out of this last debt that I'm in currently as of the time of me recording this video, once I get out of my last debt, which is my car note, I will actually end up freeing up over $800 a month that I was putting out towards my monthly bills that had to do with debt, whether it was student loans, credit cards, tax bills, car loans, the works. So this is a really, really important page because this helps to put everything into perspective. So the next page here, we have a debt-free color chart. So all you're going to do is total up how much debt you currently have as you're starting, put that at the top. Then you're going to divide the number by how many lines they are, and you're just going to write those numbers in on the side. And then every month as you go along, as you're paying off debt, you're just going to color it in as you go. And by the time you reach the top, you are 100% debt free. Next page is for recurring expenses. So I have a place for yearly recurring expenses, like maybe you live in a place where you pay property taxes or anything like that. Then we have quarterly expenses, and then you have monthly expenses. All you're going to do is put down what the expense is, the amount that you're paying each month, the day that they are due during the month, and then as you go along each month, all you're going to do is just color in, or you can check off once you pay that bill for that month. And that is that page. So now we're getting into how the planner looks each and every month. So to start off, you're always going to have a goals page, and this goals page doesn't just have to do with financial goals. And the reason being is because you have financial goals over here. So this can be any goal that you have. Maybe you have some kind of business and you want to make some kind of goal for that. Maybe you have a goal just to keep the house clean for the month, or, you know, anything like that. So you're just going to put your goal down for that month and any action steps that you need to take in order to reach that goal. And so I gave you space for 4 different goals. Now over here, we have the monthly check-in. So you're going to first go through and talk about how you did last month. So because this is for January, then we're going to talk about how we did in the month of December. So you're going to list out the things that you did well and the things that you can improve on. And then we go down to specific goals for this month. And this has to do with your financial goals. So maybe you have a goal of paying at least $500 towards a loan of yours or towards your debt. Or maybe your goal is to save at least $200 this month. Whatever 4 financial goals you have, you need to put those in. And then I also left you a little space for any notes that you may have, anything that you may feel like you need to write down. Then when you turn the page, we are here. So this is the monthly layout. And the highlight of this page here is these little circles over here. And so these circles represent no spend days. So as people are going on their financial journey, maybe you have some kind of spending problem, maybe you don't. I know for me personally, I don't really have a spending problem, but I do like to track which days I have no spend days. And so all you're going to do is you're going to go to the dot that is associated with the day, and you're just going to color it in. And so that's a really, really easy way for you to track your no spend days. Down here in the corner, I have a box for a quote of the month. So you can, maybe you use budget planner stickers or, you know, any kind of sticker book. You can just go ahead and place a quote sticker there, or you can use like a permanent marker and write one in. And then over here, you just have a place that you can put notes. Now on this next page here, I have these things up at the top blanked out. And again, that's just to keep down confusion because you will literally pause this video and try to figure out what I'm talking about. So on the left hand side, I have a place for you to list out all of your fixed expenses. And so you're going to list out your rent and mortgage, your electricity, cell phone bill, all of these different items. And then you have some blank spaces here just in case there are some things that you pay that I don't have listed out. And then in these boxes, all you're going to do is list out whatever the amount is for that bill for the month. And again, these are your fixed expenses. So once you have written everything out, you're just going to total it out at the bottom right here and write that in. Now over here, this is where you're going to list out your budget items, like your groceries, your personal budget, household, restaurants, etc. And then if you have any miscellaneous items that you don't want to put in like a miscellaneous category, let's say that this month your property taxes are due, you can go ahead and write that in here. Instead of writing it in under miscellaneous, you could just write property taxes and the amount. Once you have done that for all of these categories, you're just going to do the same thing you did over here, total up the budgeted expenses and put them there. Now over here on this side, this is where you are going to see your different funds. And so these jars are a little bit smaller because we're doing this on a monthly basis. And so what you're going to do is you're going to write your beginning balance. Then if you have added or subtracted any transactions, so let's say that you have earned some interest, you're going to put plus whatever the amount is. And let's say you don't have any transactions for the month for that fund, because remember, we're building this up for emergencies. You're going to just go ahead and write down the total amount there. So you have the beginning balance, whatever you added or subtracted, and then the ending balance. And you're going to do that for all of your funds. And then down here is where you're going to put any sinking funds that you have. Now, if you do not know what sinking funds are, you can go to my YouTube channel. My YouTube channel is The Real CoachKe, and I do have a video where I talk about sinking funds and how they help you to save money for a specific goal. So if you have any sinking funds, like for myself, I have an income tax sinking fund, and then I have an investment sinking fund as well, because I already have a fully funded investment fund. And so you're going to do the same thing you did up here. You're just going to write down what the fund is, and then you can put like the starting balance right above it or right below it, just depends on how you do it. Then plus or minus any transactions, and then your ending balance. And then here at the beginning of every month, you're going to write down all the names of your debts. And this is a pretty small table, so you're going to have to write small, but it's still very effective. So you're just going to write down the name of your debts, and you can abbreviate if you want. Whatever your beginning balance is for each debt, your minimum payment, and then you're going to also write in at the end of the month, you're going to come back to this page and write in how much you put extra towards that debt, and then you're going to put your ending balance for each debt as well. And then down here, you're just going to go ahead and total up your beginning balance for all of your debts, total up your minimum payments, total up your extra payments, and then your ending balance. And this little box here, you guys, I call myself the debt slayer. So this is why I got this icon in here, or this little picture. So you're going to put down how much total debt you slayed for the month, and you're going to write that in that box. How cool is that? Now the next page is the expense tracker. So all you're going to do is you're going to take your amounts that you budgeted on the previous page for your groceries, personal, household, whatever. You also have your empty boxes here. You're going to put the amounts there. And then on this page, these two pages, you're going to actually track every single expense that you have. So you're going to write out the date, who the money went to, whether it was Walmart, maybe you went out to eat, whatever that case is, and then you're going to put how much money you spent. Then you have the category balance. So the way that you use this column here, let's say that you budgeted $100 for restaurants this month, and let's say that we're down here in the expense tracker, but this is our very first restaurant expense, and let's say that it's $20. Okay, so we have $20 here, and we budgeted $100, so now our category balance is $80. And so the way that I use this planner as I go along, on the left hand side to the left of each box, I actually just put like the letter that is associated with the expense. So if it's restaurants, I just put an R, and that's how I kind of keep up with it. Then you can write out any notes that you have. Like for me, for gas, in my notes section, I write down how many gallons I bought and how much it was per gallon, just so I can track that. And then you're just going to check if it was debit, cash, or credit. And you're going to use this all throughout the month. Now, one of the ways that this has helped me in particular, now again, I've never really been a huge spender, but when I have to come in every single day that I do spend money and write it in and start subtracting stuff, I just feel like, man, like when it's only the first week of the month and I'm all the way down here, I know I need to like slow up on my spending. There's no reason you should fill this whole thing out every single month. Like if you do, you are definitely spending way too much money. Now this whole page is blanked out because this is a page that is specific for people who are on my financial wellness program. But of course, if you purchase the planner because you like what you see and you have not gone through the financial wellness program, you'll see this page. You just won't really know how to use it. But this is where you track your income on a weekly basis. And then this is also where you're going to track your allocations every week. How much money you're going to keep in your checking for everyday expenses, how much money you're going to put towards your savings, how much money you're going to put towards debt. And then on the right hand side over here, we have a notes page. And so I use this page over here at the beginning of every month to plan out my weeks. So I'll write down like how much income that I pretty much perceive to earn on a weekly basis, and then I write out like what bills are due with those particular paychecks and different things like that. But you can use your notes page for anything you like, and you will have this every single month. And then we go into our weekly calendar. And so this planner is going to double as a budget planner, and you can also use it just to keep yourself productive and really consistent or on target for just everyday things. So you can use this planner for work, you can use it for business, whatever you want to use it for. I use my weekly spread for business. So as I'm doing certain items and productivity type of things for my business, I just write those things down. And that also helps me to stay organized. It's so crazy because I never used to be a planner person until maybe like 6 months ago or so. And now like I can't live without a planner. I feel like I'm super unproductive without one. But the thing in this weekly planner that you are not going to see in other planners is that the side over here is specifically for your daily expenses. So once you, let's say you spent money on a restaurant today and you put it in your expense tracker, you're also going to put it here in your daily expenses. And all you're going to do is you're going to write down who the payee was. Hey, I spent let's say I went to 54th Street Bar and Grill. I'm going to put 54th Street and I'm going to put $20, and then that's that. So that's another way where I keep up with my daily expenses. Again, when you have to write your expenses down in multiple places and you become like habitual with it, it helps you to not spend so much money. And then over in the bottom right hand corner, you're going to see a calendar for the month, for that particular month. Up at the top right, you're going to see the date that this goes from, the weekly planner goes from, and then you're also going to see what number week it is in the year. And so each page of the weekly spread, they all look the same. And once you get to the end, you start all over with the next goal sheet and your monthly check-in. And so now I'm going to go ahead and flip to the very end so you guys can see how the planner ends out. Okay, so this is how the planner looks at the very end of the planner. So you have a savings tracker and a debt tracker. So at the end of every month, or you can wait until the very end, it doesn't really matter. It just depends on you. All you have to do is come to the back and write in how much money you saved total for the month, how much debt you paid off total for the month. And then at the very end of the year, it's going to be a very easy process for you to just take what's in the boxes and add them all up. And then you have the total amount of money that you saved in 2018 and the total debt that you paid off in 2018 as well. And then at the very back, you do have a couple of notes pages. So that is the walkthrough of the financial wellness planner. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have not purchased this planner yet and you are interested in it, again, you can feel free to check out the description box below if you are watching this video on YouTube. And if you are watching this on the sales page, you can go ahead and make your purchase now. Regardless of where you are in your financial journey right now, I wish you much success, and I hope that you continue to accelerate your journey towards financial freedom.